everybody. My name is Vivian Williams, and this is Vivian Williams Show. You have with me again Mr.
Dio Okola is my name. I registered nurse and a serial entrepreneur.
Patience of Wakefield, a registered nurse, minister, and gospel artist.
And
Brown Ehige, a risk of surrogate, a restoration justice officer.
well, the topic today is in marriages. The topic is, should your partner know how much you make and your net worth?
My answer is no. I'll be live and direct. No. I just don't see the reason why. I just don't see the reason why she has to know. And I don't see the reason why he has to know. I think it's a topic that's up for discussion between the two for sure, guaranteed. However, if I'm being asked directly, there's no need for her to know. That doesn't mean I cannot discuss it, but there's no need for her to know. That's where I stand.
Okay, and Mr. Brown?
My partner does not necessarily need to know how much I'm worth, but she could know how much I make. You know, because I believe how much I'm worth is, everyone needs to have a little secret, that little thing that you don't want, you don't want to let out. You know, the last card, they say it's the last card, you have to put it close to your chest. You know, so I would rather no one, not even my partner, knows how much I want. But she could know how much I make. That's my position on that.
Well, I disagree with both. I think in marriage there should be transparency. You should know what your partner makes and your worth. I know sometimes it poses a lot of problems whereby it might be a threat to your relationship, whereby one, knowing your worth, might start planning against you. But I think in marriage we should be able to know each other, worth, what we make, in order to plan our home well.
Well,
Because
the issue of
there is children involved.
no, the transparency is good in marriage, but everything has a limit. If there are concerns as to how to have a very deep plan for the family, myself and my partner can come together and make plans. Knowing what I'm what has nothing to do with having a plan, coming up with a plan for the family to make the family to be successful.
But when you say,
because she does not, why is
your
it
best
necessary?
door's path, you're supposed to give it all. You're supposed to give it everything. There should not be a secret in your relationship.
It says, I will love you for better, for worse.
Right.
Until death
So,
do us part.
in
It didn't say,
terms of
I
death,
will
what do you...
reveal all my life to you until death do us part. So, I completely disagree with you on that one.
Okay. What of in terms of death? And your wife doesn't know what you're worth? Yes, you might say, I will make a will. Yeah, I will, whatever, maybe you have a will, but then you still, your wife or your partner need to know.
Okay, but at the end of the day, right, this is something that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, if you will, because at the end of the day, now, how do you know for real what I'm worth, even if you're being told? There are things that you don't have, if you cannot totally verify it, there's no point, trying to inject yourself into it. Because if I come and say, okay, this is what I make, and I tell you I'm worth $10 million, and I'm actually worth $200,000, then what have I told you? What have you known?
That's right.
Plan for your
That brings...
Yeah,
that means there's no...
There could be there's no problem. I haven't got a problem with transparency in a relationship. You can have a transparency. That is beautiful. But when it gets to the point of you have to know the totality of a person, that is almost impossible. You cannot know. You do not need to get to know every single thing that has to do with your husband's financial success. It's not necessary, because
We have so in that situation,
the wife, because we
have introduced prenatal.
Okay, but why? does it become necessary? Even if you have to do prenuptial agreement, it looks like that position holds the point that I don't want to be cheated out on this relationship. That's why you are not bringing this whole idea of you have prenuptial agreement, because prenuptial agreement really exists with very famous people. We are talking about ordinary, normal people. Prenuptial agreement is not going to come between two people who are $50,000 a month or $100,000. That exists between billionaires and millionaires.
So if
when
if the money is not too much, so why are we hiding in them?
Why? No, that's what I say, that in life, everyone needs to have that one thing that he needs to keep to his or herself.
That's your opinion?
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I do not necessarily need to know
what she makes,
what my wife is what.
Okay.
What she makes, I also might not necessarily need to know, but if she chooses to let me know what she wants, that is also fine, because I can't just inject myself so much into her private life, because these things are some of the things that could
when
actually...
you are married, there's no private life. Both of you become one.
Yes, I understand that.
You need a private life.
Yeah, when you are...
You need a private space, and you do need a private life to some extent. I need a private life because I'll be singing.
Even while you are married, even while you are married, of course. Even while you are married, okay. If you are married, for example, I will still be of the opinion that my wife should have her own room. It doesn't mean she's not going to sleep in my room. I'm talking about privacy here, right? So right, she can still have.
That's a different topic.
No, we're talking about privacy. That is having certain privacy to yourself at certain time. In a certain moment.
In these days,
of course,
a man have his room.
No, I'm not totally saying that. We have a room. My wife also, she wants to have another small room where if she wants to dress up, do her things, and let it all out, she can go there.
She can dress up in her presence.
Well, it depends if the man likes such a thing, because it's not every man who just like saying. All over the place. I personally, I don't really like to see when a woman is naked all the time. It takes that attraction away from me, and it takes that urge, that incitement. I like incitement. I like surprise. I like spontaneous, and it drives me crazy. But when it just becomes like every time, it becomes boring. I don't want to.
Okay.
I lose attraction for it. So. That is it. That's a different topic that we're just trying to inject into it. Now, I still strongly hold the point that it's not necessary for a woman to know, or for my wife to know, my net.
What happened is she's a very intelligent, industrious woman. She have connections. She can multiply your money for you. So she doesn't know how much you want. It's hard for her to plan for the future of the family.
Okay, well, in the eventuality of that, if she has an idea, she brings it to the table, and if I am interested in being part of that idea, then I invest. I let her know. I'll be able to.
I completely agree with you.
I'll be able to bring this SY amount of money for us to do this business, because when it becomes, to begin with, my wife begins to become so nosy to know how much I'm worth, then the red light goes up. I start thinking, what is she up to? Why is
She's not just going to come up to you and ask you. It's just good for transparency. When you are married, that one partner, the two partners should be on the same page.
It's risky. It's risky because we have had instances where. People had what do you call it? Insurance fraud, life insurance fraud. Maybe the man, because the woman knows that she's next of kin, and there was $1 million insurance. There's going to be $1 million payout of insurance policy. Insurance policy. Then she could decide to kill the man and take the money, because the Bible says that money is the root of all evil. When there's that temptation,
the love of money.
That goes along with money, and
it depends on who she is, though. Yeah,
it depends on who that person is, but we cannot say for sure who she is right now. In general, when I had that money, and when the woman knows how much that money is, or when that other person knows how much that money is, it could become a problem, because if things does not go along with them, then one person is planning against the other because of the money, or she begins to bring some ideas that will make me to think that it's because I told her she now knows what I'm worth. That's why she's come with these ideas. And that will even also set me back from buying into the idea that she's bringing to me. It is better she doesn't know. She knows that I work, I'm making money, I'm doing good. She doesn't know what I've saved all my life. And if she has an idea of something to do that will
multiply your money.
That will multiply my money. She brings the idea to the table. If she's able to, if I see it rational enough to buy into it, I'll buy into it, and if I have the money, I will invest.
Also, I don't think that not disclosing your net worth necessarily means that you're not transparent. Transparency comes in all forms and shape. I just don't buy that idea. Now, if I can voluntarily disclose what I'm worth to my girl, I can voluntarily do that. But if she is coming to my wife, if she is coming to me and stressing my life out, wanting to know how much I'm worth, like he said, there's gonna be a red flag. It's going on. If she's constantly, the first time she comes and I refuse to disclose it, then she comes again and I refuse to disclose it. Let's even say I want to, but my stubborn nature refuses to disclose it. And she comes back the second time, and she's coming back the third time, and she's coming back and she keeps coming back, there's going to be a red flag.
If it becomes an issue,
I don't think it will be an issue.
The red flag goes
it's
up.
just that it is proper, and you are married, and to allow yourself into each other's space. So when you say you come together to be husband and wife, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. So she has to
guys become one.
I think it also depends. Sorry, sorry to cut you short. I think it also depends at what point this comes into the picture.
Because I've seen some instances where a man is changing his car all the time, and the wife is asking, looking at the income, and looking at what the man is doing doesn't match. And she asks, what's going on here? You just changed your car 2 years ago, now you have the latest car. Even when he bought her a good car, she knew that this income is not what he's making. This guy works more than his latest.
Yeah, of course, he works more. He obviously.
Yeah. And that becomes a little problem because now she feels that he doesn't trust me.
But she doesn't know the worth. She does not know the net worth of.
If your income is 100,000 a year, you are picking up a car that worth 150,000, and you're still paying the bills of the house. She has calculated your monthly income. That this is not where the money is coming from.
Yeah,
is it not nice you just let her know that yes?
Well, the question is, does she need to know your net worth? So it also depends on things that has fallen apart between us in the process of the marriage. Yeah. If at some point my partner knew that there was totally nothing, everything was no account, no money, and all of a sudden, then she'll be like, okay, obviously the woman could smell that there's no net income. That's right. Because we'll be together. She knows what I earn, and we'll be in a situation whereby we're all both broke. There was no money, so she knows that there was no much savings.
And sometimes it's good to know because some men goes into gambling, which is kind of things that's going on now.
But that doesn't have to do with the net.
Yeah, but if your wife knows,
if she knows what
your financial activities, she can say, "What's going on? Why are we going down? Why are we going down?" Then she will now understand and say, "Okay, my husband have a problem. He's a gambler." We've seen top athletes almost gamble away their money. So I think it's good sometimes for your partner to know more about you.
Then it's better you know who you're dealing with than knowing the net worth. To me, that is that's paramount to me. It's better I know your characteristics, my wife's characteristics, what she does, how she does things. I think that's more important to me. For me personally, knowing that net worth does not add anything to me, does not subtract anything from me. All I have to do is if I know there's an opportunity for her where she can actually invest, or where she can even if she's not interested, but I know that it's something like.
But if you don't know,
I don't need to know a net worth. For instance, now you're buying what $2 million home. You don't necessarily have to have $2 million to buy the home. You work towards your down payment. Okay, honey, we need 200,000. Maybe we should go for 200,000 down payment for this house. All right, let's see. All right, so what can you bring to the table? How much can we contribute? Okay, I have this. That doesn't mean I'm contributing. I'm saying my total net worth, I could say I have $50,000. How much do we have?
This is what I can bring to the table. Yeah, it has nothing to do. It's not necessary for your partner to know what your net worth is, because
Your income.
your income is okay. She could know what you earn on a monthly basis. We're talking about your net.
That's the
Net worth.
problem.
Your net worth.
That's the one that's
That's what I'm talking about, because your net worth is, she was not there when I started, so I probably would have saved up so much. So we're talking about net worth, everything that I have, that I've accumulated all my life. Is it necessary?
that does not come
I think
with marriage.
it's not a must.
Sorry?
It should
No,
be voluntary.
the woman does not need to, the partner, let me not be specific here, because it's on both sides. Both sides do not necessarily to know what the net worth is. Let's say, for example, you are my wife, and I know what your net worth is. You've told me what your net worth is.
And I expect you to also tell me yours.
And I'm, okay, let's make the assumption that I haven't told you, right?
Yeah.
Now I've told you what my net worth. You have told me what your net worth is.
Yeah.
And I probably have told you what my net worth is. And now, in a few months, I come to you with this whole idea of investing. And you are not buying into it, and I know you have the money. There's crisis already in the family. I sit back and say, okay, my wife has this much money, and she does not want to buy into this idea. That's the beginning of crisis. And I'm beginning to think that, and you also become suspicious. Is it because I told him? If he didn't know, if he knew, would he be coming with this whole idea? That's why I am of the position that we shouldn't disclose it. It shouldn't be told. Prenuptial agreement is totally different. That between very famous people, nobody wants to be cheated out on each other. We tie it up. If we break up tomorrow, this is what I'm going to have. I don't know if that is where the concern
I'm
is.
looking at a trust issue here.
It's not trust.
I'm looking at a trust
No,
issue.
it doesn't.
I'm just saying, if she brings the idea of if you bring the idea of the business, she doesn't want to buy into the business. It doesn't mean she doesn't trust you though. It just means that she's not feeling it.
But he's saying hypothetically.
Yes.
Hypothetically.
You don't know what he's thinking, or you don't know what she's
So if
thinking.
the love and trust is there, she shouldn't be thinking that there are things
Some
that
people think like
some my friends have
It's human
introduced
nature.
me into some business that they know I can go into, and I said no, they are still friends.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
They know
they're
at
friends.
that time I had the money, but I refused to go into.
But
that
they didn't know
business.
your net worth.
Those are your friends, though.
Those are your friends.
My husband at the same time.
You know,
I always
That's
refuse
you.
some suggestions from him.
Yeah.
He refuses mine, business wise. We don't think about that.
But that's you.
We don't.
Some
He's
people-
just respecting my idea.
Some people
but I
don't
could,
do
yeah, we also could make the argument. We also could make the argument that
Yes.
at some point in your both lives, both partners,
Yeah.
you might think, okay, maybe
It's time.
it's time. Maybe I should let my wife know my net
That's
worth.
exactly
When you
what
are
it should
more
be.
comfortable in marriage.
Yeah, when you're not comfortable with the marriage, your children are all grown up, they are married, you have grandchildren, both of you are getting older. You say, this is what I have.
Let's plan for
This is
retirement.
everything that I have. And this is how I want to have it spread out among the family. At that point in time,
Because over the years you've gained her trust.
yes, over the years you've gained her trust and everything, then you can see this is how I want to spread it out, and both of you can retire and be married and be happy together. At that point it becomes, maybe practically
I can see
reasonable.
patient one of kind
It's not agreeing with everything we said.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. But if you love somebody and you're living with that person and you already agreed for better, for worse, you'll be
For richer,
faithful
for
to this
poorer.
person, and like you have to build. Okay, like in the beginning, you might be still watching, but at one point you have to be open. You have to be transparent because remember you have children involved. Unless there's no child involved, maybe you think, okay, it's not gonna work. Maybe the woman will walk away from marriage or something. But if you're totally in love with this woman, and you know what, I love everything about this. I have a home, I have children. We have to work together to take care of these children. Why do you hide anything?
What
Why?
does the net worth have to do with the children?
We need to know to plan. It's all about your kids. Because you need to know in order to. I might not know your worth. Okay, don't tell me your worth, but I need to know how much you're making. You have to.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's my point. That's what I've been saying all along.
I know
I said you can know
this
what I
era,
am. You can
people
know
are scared because of the outcome.
Exactly.
In terms of
Percentage,
Yes.
you know, of the devil playing into the whole picture and everything just falling apart as a result of one miscommunication somewhere. You know, we have to be careful these days how we do things.
I'm going to ask this question.
Yeah.
What happened? There was a time in your life you needed some money to invest into some business that would have made you a millionaire, whatever, for life, and you did not have that money. The bank couldn't give it to you, nobody could give it to you, but your wife had that money. She didn't give it to you because you didn't know she had that money, and you discovered along the marriage that you are married to a very wealthy woman.
Exactly.
How would you
Because
feel?
it's both
But
sides.
what you, okay, Bayo, you want to respond
Yes,
to
I
that?
want to respond to that. Okay. So let's actually switch it because I'm gonna talk based on myself.
No,
If-
on your side, this is what you discovered.
If the
That
woman,
you are down and there was an opportunity for you for life. You needed this money. The bank refused to
I'll
give
be
you
mad.
this loan.
I'll be mad,
And your
I'll tell
wife
you,
is very rich.
and I'll tell you why.
She never disclosed to you.
I will be mad, and
You'll
I'll
be
tell
mad.
you why I'll be mad. I'll tell you why I'll be mad. Because it's not the fact that she did not disclose the net worth to me. It's because I went to her and I told her, listen, there is this business or there is this thing that I want to procure. Like, if you have any means of, or what can we do? What can we do together? If I approached her that way and say, you know what, can we do something about this issue to get this? She doesn't need to tell me I have so amount. Oh, you know what, I'll see what I can do, and she comes with the money. If she does that, that's fine. But if she had the money and she did not do that, of course that's
Probably
crazy.
you've not disclosed yours to her.
Exactly.
And now she's
So
not
why do you want me to
feeling-
disclose?
It's not
about
It's not about
disclosing.
disclosing the money.
It's not
That's
the
the point.
disclosing.
That's the point that we're trying to say here. You know, like Daniel very much said that it will not at that point in time be in what she's what. It will. The anger will not be. The resentment will not be in not supporting
What
the
is the
idea.
difference actually?
No,
That's a big difference.
It's not the anger right now, the resentment right now, at that point in time was now not being supportive, not being, because we have to be mutually supportive of each other, right? So now if I have an idea, there's something I want to do, if I'm not financially buoyant enough to take care of it, my wife has, she can contribute to it and we can have it done together. That is different from letting you know or bringing somebody to know unprematurely. Let me use that word. Your net worth.
Let me ask you.
Unprematurely, your net worth. Because at the end of the day, there could be a premature time and you think, okay, boom, boom, let's get to know. So when there's be a time when it's unpremature, you don't want to, you know, let's
That's right.
know what
Let me
the
ask you a
net
first
worth
question.
Yeah, but then you're talking about time here.
Right.
But the question is, are you going to disclose your worth?
It's not a disclosure issue.
Or
The problem
Would
is
you-
not about a disclosure. Let me reverse the question. Maybe this will shed more light to what's going on. So you have $5 million. Your husband comes home from work one day with a very beautiful business idea. The two of you have reviewed this idea as husbands and wives, and you know that this is a very good business idea. However, the only problem is in it's $2 million. You have $5 million. All right, you could easily put on the $2 million. My question to you is, are you going to help him?
First of all, I have lied to him.
It's not about the lie.
No,
I
no,
don't
listen to
want
me. I never. When you omit telling your partner something, you've lied. That's how I feel.
you didn't lie, but maybe
Are you going to
even if-
help him?
I'm not comfortable giving that money out. First of all,
Why?
I must have kept that money for my future savings. I don't want to tell him I have that money.
But you know this
And now he's
business.
bringing this business.
This business, you have reviewed it. It's genuine, and you know that this actually it's a potential business that can actually
You use
build.
that word potential.
Yes, potential. You've reviewed it and based on your own job. Everything's a potential. Nothing is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Nobody goes into business with a guarantee. All right, but you've revealed this. It's just like buying a house. You buy a house, it could go up, it could go down. Nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, but you still have a house.
But you know that this is the same business that you could do. It has a higher chance of going up in value. You have the money, $5 million, but you needed $2 million out of the $5 million. Forget about whether you lie or not. Are you going to give him the money?
I will not. Do you know why?
Why?
I didn't tell him I have the money from the beginning. I'm not comfortable bringing the money out now.
Yeah, but
so, and I must have left the money where it is, where I feel it is safe.
Yeah, but
I'm not ready to invest
it. Necessary. I don't think it is necessary.
So what am I going to say now? From boom, nowhere.
Yeah,
I got this money. I didn't want to tell you.
No, I don't think.
And to me, at that moment, I'm not comfortable. This is who I am. That is why I let go of everything. Whatever I have, whatever I make, whatever I am, my husband knows from A to Z.
Yeah, well, no, what I was
So
going to say
I will not be putting myself in that position of trying to explain, because my husband is going to say, excuse me, even when he wants that money badly, you mean you have this money and I'm not aware of it? To him, the pain, he will just look at me and say, why would he do that? You don't trust me? So because of that reaction,
yeah, but what
I will just
what
keep
you said,
it.
no, that's just, I mean, let me just try to,
I'm telling you,
yeah, let me try to,
my situation.
Yeah, I want to come in.
For that reason.
Yeah, because the reason that you are giving now is like, there's a two-edge to what you just said.
Yeah.
Your husband knows everything.
Yeah.
Right? And but he didn't know this one thing, that you have 5 million somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't know everything.
Yeah. Well, he believes he knows everything.
That's what I'm saying, that you haven't told him. He obviously doesn't know everything. You believe he believes he knows everything, but you know everything. But there's this one thing that he doesn't know, that you have this money stashed away.
In this case study.
You are
in this case study.
giving me a case study, and I'm telling you that I will not give him that money.
No.
Not because I'm selfish.
No, but what I'm saying,
because of if the reaction of me keeping this from, because marriage is for me.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying.
think I'll be more mad
excuse me,
if he did not give me the money.
Dayo, let us Dayo, hold on 1 minute. Let me just say this, because we need to understand it properly. Because the thing is, it's two things. You're saying that he knows everything, but there's this one thing he doesn't.
This is the scenario that you.
This is the scenario that I'm painting.
Yeah.
There's this one thing that you.
And I'm saying that I will not give it to
you
him
didn't
because
tell
of
him.
the emotional reaction, and looking at me right now that I have this money, I kept this money away from him, and maybe he was just telling me to see if I can help, and then boom, honey, I have this money.
He didn't know your net worth. He didn't know everything.
That is why we are supposed to let each other know.
Yeah, but that's
in
what
a
I'm
marriage
saying.
that is no surprises.
That is what I'm saying.
This is a big surprise. It might be a help to your partner, and at the end of it, it might turn around to make cost.
What I'm saying is this. What I'm sorry. I'm going. You're gonna come in. Yeah, you're gonna come in. But what I'm saying is this. What we are saying here is this.
Okay.
Your husband knows so much about you, just as much as you know so much about him, and he doesn't know this one thing, your net worth.
Yeah.
Right? Because he knows you're working, you earn money, what you earn, but doesn't know your net worth.
Yeah.
And there's a business idea.
I understand the question. But the question is,
there's nothing like being, if at that point in time, if you believe in that business and you decide to bring it out, there's nothing like you have lied or you have done anything wrong. That is the position that I'm still maintaining, that you don't need to know what my net worth is. If there's an issue that results in...
I see patient is coming in.
Okay, let her come in. Eh?
Come in. We see you are coming. I don't want you to lose your tongue. You want to come in?
Okay. Like in marriage, okay? Like what you said, you don't want your partner to know your net worth. Yes? But what in case, you have to understand that you guys are now one. I know sometimes divorce, things will...
Not that I don't want her to know. It's not necessary for me to tell her my network. We need to understand that context.
Voluntary.
Yes.
Is this a man thing?
No.
What if something happened to you? God forbid. And then this woman had no idea of who I married. Like you kept me on the dark side.
Your net worth. We're talking about net worth.
Net worth means like we have children, maybe not a child, maybe a child, but children. We are together. We dine together, we eat together, we say we are one, and yes, you're hiding something from me.
Like my net worth,
Your
financial. Okay, now Maybe we can branch out a little bit and define networks. Where the network will be you have thousands of houses here, and the estate you have finance. I think we're trying to focus on the finance.
Yeah.
Finance, capital. That's because when you say you're hiding everything, other things that I've done.
And this is the same woman who will run to your
Hold
aid
on,
if something happens.
Yeah, let me.
woman too. I didn't stop.
Exactly, it could be the woman, but you need to understand who you're married to.
When it comes to that plan of the family, like what I have, that my children are going to inherit and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, my wife can know all of that, but my capital network in my bank account,
Okay.
or I've stashed away, I put into some investments.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary for her to know that figure at certain points in my life. But there's a time in my life where I might think, okay,
You might think certain time of your life. What if something? I'm always looking at it
if something
in terms
happens,
of
if something
disaster,
happens,
in
if something
terms of
happens,
Maybe there's
death, in terms of
in death, I believe
there's so
that.
many things involved here.
Yes.
So if you
May
are
God forbid bad thing that the other partner had a
Sorry.
stroke. You cannot remember all again. This
Yeah, that
time,
is where that is
no,
where
no,
your bank. That is where you
Next of
obviously
you have
next of kin comes in,
next of
which is
kin,
going to become
lawyer.
taxed. Yeah, your lawyer.
It's a
So
will.
you
and she now sees your bank account.
like for
you don't have to be
example,
enough,
from like me,
you are
I'm
now
not your
disabled.
wife, and yet you say you're married to me.
I'm not no madam, this we have to take it in this context. It's not that I'm hiding it from you, or
Yeah,
I
you are not
don't want you to
comfortable.
know. It is not necessary.
That's
That's
right.
the point that I'm trying to
Necessary.
make.
Underline.
It is not necessary for you to
It's
know
not a must.
my net worth. And at any point in
That's your
time,
position,
at
is okay. For
any
me,
point
I
in
just
time,
feel that marriage, I should have no secrets. Because it doesn't matter what the secret is, it's going to come out and amount to something big.
Everybody has a secret.
yes, it's gonna be that.
There will be some little secret.
There's gonna be that one thing
There's no
that
way.
you have to keep to yourself. That it can either cause big problem in the family, or
Or just want to keep it.
make everything to fall
Or you're
apart.
not comfortable
Sometimes
talking
we talk about insecurity.
Yeah.
You said, the man does not want to feel insecure, the woman does not want to feel secure. We understand that sense of insecurity. And you want your wife to go out and be free with herself, do what she likes doing, hang out with her friends and stuff like that, because you feel like you are secure. But that doesn't mean that she has to go and start having conversation with her ex-boyfriends and hang with her, and thereby you don't want to refer to the word of insecurity. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that there are certain things that we keep away, that we don't bring out, because it could either create problem or
Then is it
not.
is it okay before the marriage just to let your partner know that this marriage, there might be a little thing that maybe you don't know now, but it's not bad. As time goes on, I will let you know.
Yeah.
So she's kind of prepared ahead in case she knows later on. So he told me.
like what? If there's anything that you think I want to know, let me know now. There's nothing like preparing my mind
Well,
ahead.
you said there's some you don't
Things
want
that you keep to
to
yourself.
yourself,
Yeah, when things you keep to yourself, and you don't just keep it there. The man does not necessarily need to know.
Don't let us go. in
That's what I'm saying, that the
yes.
man, what we're talking about, you cannot know everything. It's
Even
going to be
men-
that one
men-
thing that is not necessary for you to
I don't
tell
need
your
to.
husband. It doesn't mean you are lying. Sorry?
But also let's again emphasize the word. It's not necessary. I am not saying, and I believe you're not saying you will not disclose it.
eventually.
But we are saying it is not a must. Like must. It's not a
necessary,
must.
yeah.
It's not compulsory that you disclose your network. I just don't see any advantage or disadvantage to it. If any woman or man sees that as a big problem, I think I'm gonna have a problem with him or her, to be very honest. Because
I don't
I'll be
think
like,
nobody- I don't
are
think-
you in this
I don't think
situation
every woman
because
is
of
going to
this
come to a
network?
man and say, I want to know your net worth. But the thing is, I just believe in a marriage that we should be very transparent and trust each other.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, when you go out there and take these vows, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, it means you've agreed
Okay.
to come into this marriage with everything truthfully
That's right.
and not
There are many
and
things in
transparency.
theory. There are many things. This is the argument that there are many things in theory that does not work in reality, in true life. Better for worse. This. You know, this things does not work in real life. Really, in reality, because sooner or later, when some of these things that we are saying better for worse start happening, you see that marriage is falling apart. Some people run away. So
you try your best. You try to.
Not everybody.
Yeah, that is why an individual, the matter of that's why individuality comes in. That individual mindset will come in and say, okay, this is how I'm gonna. But I don't want to. That scripture better for worse. Please, let's keep it aside because up to the time, it is not. It is not.
We take a vow.
Yes.
We take a vow, so you have to live up to it.
Maybe we should say it is supposed to be for better, for worse.
Yes, supposedly. But that's not what it is anymore.
But in reality,
anymore.
Yes,
it's supposed to be that
yes,
way.
supposed
So
to
the
be.
question is,
yes,
we have to look at the traditional way, the way we think is right.
When we're talking about does the man needs to know, does the partner needs to know your net worth?
Yeah.
Right. That's been the
Discussion.
discussion.
Yeah.
But the question that I would like to ask you in particular is, if you get to know the net worth of your husband, do you necessarily also need to have access to the network?
No, I don't. But if I need something, I will ask him to give it to me.
Okay, but what if he refuses to give it to you?
I don't see any reason why he should refuse.
If he does not
When
say
he
a
have-
good reason.
when he has enough money in there.
Okay, well, that is his money. He has.
Is his money?
Yeah, it's his money.
It is our money.
If you know-
We are married.
Oh,
yes,
bro,
you are married.
So now we have our money in the marriage.
Yes, it's his money, and he's the one
why
who
would he
determines
refuse
how.
to give to her?
Sorry,
Why would he refuse to give it to her?
why would he refuse?
If she was asking for the for access, complete access to the network, she says no. I think that's fair game. That's fair game. But if she needs something and she's asking,
If my husband can buy me a brand new car, which means nothing to him, I'm asking him to buy me a brand new car, or I need to go to some vacation, which I know my husband can afford. There's enough money in his account. He will say no.
Yeah, but
oh, excuse me,
it also depends-
Vivian, you actually said something when I asked about the $5 million question, because this is very similar. That was the same question I asked you. $5 million. I needed $2 million for the business, and you said no.
And I told you the reason is not because I don't want to give it.
But then you
If
mad
I
now.
lied about it from the beginning.
But then you are mad right now that he is not.
I'm not mad.
Okay.
I know. If my husband knows I have the money, if my husband is aware that I have that money, I'll give it to him. But for me, I'm looking at how he's going to look at me. My wife lied. So she doesn't trust me. What was it? What does this marriage mean to her?
What is the point of knowing? What is the point of trying to know the net worth?
Just the question he asked me.
Why is it necessary for you to know the
Just
net
to
worth?
know where we are heading, where we are going, where we need to invest. Because sometimes
But if you get to know the network and you have ideas of what you want to invest in, and he doesn't believe in that idea,
fine.
he still doesn't.
Fine, he doesn't believe in it. We have other things to discuss. Different opportunities come. It's not only one.
But
Men.
Yeah.
How about women?
Exactly.
What if opposite.
Yeah.
It's like the wife have more money than the husband.
Right.
it's the same thing. To me, it's the same
So
thing.
I think women are.
I
we
think
supposed to.
Yeah, it doesn't
bring
matter
it together.
who, man or woman, as long as you take that vow.
That's
Yes.
For better, for worse, for richer,
For
for
richer.
poorer, in sickness, in health.
What is
There
this?
should be
So
love.
what you are
We're
saying
talking
is-
about love.
What you are
We're not
saying
talking
is
about
that-
network.
Okay,
We're
now.
not talking about money. Love.
But
is
everything is
sickness.
factored into it.
What?
It is.
What?
Marriage comes with everything. It's a whole package.
Excuse me.
So there's nothing, you can't hide something
Really?
from, yes. So
So
you're
you
supposed to work together
Really?
as one because now you're one.
So if your husband refuses to disclose his network, are you gonna leave him?
No.
I'm not gonna leave them.
So what does it
So why
matter?
is it necessary?
It's the same thing. What if I refuse to disclose my net worth? Then it means there's a problem because everybody is
There's
holding
a
on to
trust
their own
issue.
wealth.
It means there's a trust
It's,
issue.
it's not own wealth. And who is gonna suffer here? I still
But the
need
position,
kids.
the position is you would reveal your net worth to your husband.
Yes, I
And then
will.
my husband won't reveal.
No, I'm trying to understand the position. I'm not saying he would or he will. That's not what I'm saying. You will let him know what your net worth is.
Yes.
And you also let
Because
him have
I think
access. You also let him have access to the net worth.
Yes, I think so.
I will let
But
her.
even if he doesn't have
controlling what is going in my account.
so he's supposed to know.
I'll give him access as my husband.
How will you control it?
Oh, I know how much went through the account.
Do you know when I want to go? What if I have gone and I've withdrawn so much money and you didn't know?
Oh my dear, I go into my account almost every week, so I know what
I've
goes
already
in, what goes
withdrawn
out.
the money though.
It's okay. You tell me why you did it. What you use it for?
I think it depends on how much money you actually take out of the account.
You understand? But there's a limit you
But
can actually take out of the
at the
account.
end of the day, I believe
I don't see any reason why you have
don't
anything.
I know where you're coming from.
I don't think partners should allow each other's access into their finance, their money. It is your money, you've worked hard for it, you have objectives and you have plans, what you want to do. If you just unnecessarily give access because you are married and the other person makes a mistake and all the money is gone, then you're back to square one. That's suffer. That's suicide mission.
You can control it.
Yeah, so it's probably not necessary. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can have access to it, but
You can control it,
the
but not
limits.
everybody has control over it. You can control it, but not everybody is disciplined.
You can have an account
Because you
where the
control
limit
so
of this
much.
account is only 5,000 in a month.
Not everybody gets
And so you can have an account where you have a limit. We are living in a modern times
Not
where
everybody has the limits. Now you put in the limit. What if there's no limit? And I could just walk in the bank and I can, maybe it's even a co-signature to the account.
Right.
And he just goes through the check, writes the check, didn't even consult you about whatever he wants to use it for, goes into the...
Yeah, because even if you decide to put restriction, even if you decide to say, okay, both parties have to sign before a withdrawal can be initiated or made, then the issue of lack of trust becomes a debate. So I don't trust you, you don't trust me. Because we have always said since that there is no trust, that's why you're not being transparent. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to, because if you give me, if we not put individual signature to the account, that means you can go to the bank and initiate the payment, whether I'm there or not. And I can do the same thing whether you're there or not. That's a big risk for money that...
why is it a risk to your own partner?
You know why? I know where you're coming from. Like sometimes, some people go into a relationship for what they are about to gain.
Yeah.
Some, like if you're a wealthy woman and then the young boy come from nowhere and say I love you because they know, they can sense that you're desperate. Yeah. And then you give everything I love, they might just ruin your life.
But so once you are once you are
there will be an
age and you are marrying a young boy, you already know you're going to spend money on him anyway.
No, apart from young boys, even old people do that too.
You already
depend on what they believe.
If you believe that a man,
yeah,
you have you have so much money, and a young boy is saying he loves you, he has nothing, and you really believe in that love and open up to him, that is a risk on your part. Yeah. I'm talking about marriage because that's an open invitation to fraud. Because he's like 25 years old, you are like 55 years old. Come on, what kind of love is going on there?
It might not even be young man. Yeah. It might be somebody who found out you. It might be an old man. The same age might be older. It might be older who just want to grab what you have. Maybe it just came to you for the money. Like I have issue where somebody got into a relationship because he saw what this other woman's worth. And there's a plan to destroy this woman. So you have to be very alert.
Why?
That comes into wisdom. What, like you have to sense it.
And to buttress your point.
So in that way, my own belief is that, yes, be transparent. Your partner should know your net worth.
But no access.
Everybody should have their own.
I don't think he's also saying she shouldn't know. The argument still goes back to the beginning.
It's
not a must.
No.
It's not necessary. That's right. We are not arguing that she shouldn't know. It's not a must. And also to buttress your point, the point that you brought up earlier, that some people go into relationship just to ruin people's lives. In the healthcare field, especially in the nursing field, we all know what some people go through. After 30 years and 40 years of marriages, the rate of divorce in nursing is one of the highest rate of divorces I've seen in this life, in the nursing profession. Right? Mm-hmm. It is one of the highest profession that the rate of divorce is astonishingly high in the nursing profession.
How do you mean that nurses get higher divorce than.
Yeah, it's just
In the nursing
it's
profession,
just so rampant right
the
now.
rate is
I'm
is
not sure I
terrible.
understand what you're saying. That
The number of nurses that are going through divorce right now is crazily
so for
high.
what reason?
Because the ladies, nursing is a lady-dominated, woman-dominated profession, right?
Okay.
Most of them are the breadwinners.
Okay.
They have more money than the husband. And the funny thing is this. The funny thing is the reason why they have more money is because the jobs are readily available. They can work 7 days a week, 2 shifts if they want. They can work like crazy.
So
The
I mean,
jobs
it's
is there.
important. It is
Right?
fair. It is also fair to say that it depends
Yes.
on the man that they are with. The
Of
fact that
course,
it's
it depends on the man.
does not necessarily
But-
mean
but-
that you
but
have more money
truthfully,
than your
the
husband.
rate of
So we have to
divorce
make
is
that
high.
clear.
That's
I
true.
understand
That's
the
true.
point that
It's not necessarily financial issue. It could be other issues too.
like
Maybe
it's a
they
lot.
grew apart.
When you grow apart
Maybe
because
they grew
you
apart.
think you are working and making for the family.
That's right.
You are missing your wife,
But
and that
money-
open up door for
but
somebody to
during
come in
the
and do what
divorce-
she's not doing
but
while
during-
she's working.
During
So
the
that's a
divorce
different
proceedings-
topic entirely.
During the divorce
Yeah.
proceedings, you find out that money is actually one of the biggest chief motivators.
that for the
Thank
for the
you. This is
Absolutely.
actually
so that also
very
now
interesting.
makes it go back to the point of not letting people know your net worth.
You don't- it's
Because
not
that is what it brings
necessary.
out from. That is what it brings out from what you are saying.
It's
Because
not
by
necessary.
It goes back to who you married
the fact that
and the values
the
of
point,
both of
your
you.
point is your point is some nurses that are making more than their husband.
Yeah.
Their husband are getting to divorce them
They even threaten them. Not even divorce.
in order to
Threaten.
get some of the things that they've
Listen,
acquired
man,
together.
I can go out of this and I will file for divorce and I can, you're just gonna send everything
Yeah.
to me. And
We've
And I will
had
come to my
colleagues,
own,
colleagues are going through this.
That's
We
right.
know many
I'm telling you.
colleagues.
for real.
Yeah.
So money is a motivating factor. For
Right,
sure.
Right.
Guaranteed.
So, in a nutshell, the point that you are trying to bring to focus here is we do not need to disclose
It's
our net
not
worth.
necessary.
You
must, but it's
It's
not.
not necessary.
But don't give a full access.
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
It's not the most important thing.
Because
It's
when
not
I married
necessary.
him, I trust him, I love him,
Yeah.
and this is for better, for worse. This is the man. I mean, if I don't trust him at all, I won't marry him. Believe me, if I don't.
Even in the church, the rate of divorce is going up. Hey, let's be honest. Back in the days, 3 decades ago, 4 decades ago, people would fight for everything, would fight unto their last breath to save their marriage. This today, if we have to be realistic, whether it's in the church, in the mosque, wherever it is, these people are not as patient as they used to be. That is reality.
As a matter of fact,
So you want to have some security for yourself
some people
in
even
case
look
of
for.
eventuality.
Some people even look for an excuse to tear the
To
family
get
apart.
out, yes.
To get out of the marriage. And there are factors that could be responsible. That when you know that there's so much money and you know that when you file for divorce, you're going to have all this money and this man you think things are not going to go, then it's faster for you to want to do that.
Thank you. People go into relationships deliberately because I know your net worth. And because why? I'm gonna, I'll just be in a relationship for 2-3 years.
Let's
I'm
forget
gonna
about
file
the
for
bad
divorce.
eggs. Not everyone go into relationship for that.
Yeah, of course. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
bringing
yes.
our case studies.
Uh-huh. Not everybody go. Honestly, in marriage, supposed to be based on trust, based on love, based on communication, like what we said before. So, because other people did that in the past, doesn't mean everybody is the same. So I know you have to be alert. Be careful. But I mean, you are supposed to be one, and you have family together. You have to work together as one,
Yep.
and to make it work.
That's true. Then you are 100%.
But that
right.
has not to do with you
That's
declaring your net worth. That's still the argument here that it's not necessary for you
I
to.
think it's more important.
Others-
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead. I think it's more important
We're
for
wrapping up. Yeah.
either the man or the woman or both of them to secure, to have to have that safety net where everything is insured in a will, and we're bringing up this issue of will again. If you don't have a will, please get one. This is where this comes in. I don't need to know your net worth. Let's say I'm married to you. I don't need to know your net worth. However, You know, you have to secure your family's future. You don't need to wait. We don't need to wait until something bad has happened.
Right. You have your nest of king.
Yes.
And if in the eventuality that you know, you kick the bucket or you pass away, you are going to be contacted, and at that point in time, you know, whatever that you have, it will be made available to you.
No, I just want to get that. Can you come back again? You said nest of king, as in brother?
No, nest of king could be
your wife.
Yeah, my wife, could be my daughter, could be my son, could be whoever I choose to be my nest of king. It depends on how I perceive who I think, you know, is rational enough to handle whatever that I'm going to have in the will. So now perception that comes in, and judgment, you know, and that's why, you know, communication, understanding each other is very important. It depends on what you pay attention to. If I know that my wife is the type who's going to lavish this money and throw it away within a year, I'm not going to make her nest of king. And if my wife knows that I'm the kind of a man that's going to blow the money away in 2 months, she doesn't need to make me nest of king. You have to look for somebody you trust and you've seen the sense of that person, that this person will be able to stand, how you hold the same values that you hold, and you'll be able to make sure that these things that you've worked and labored for so hard for the sake of XYZ, you know, is being able to be, you know, carried out while you're away.
Impatient?
Yeah, I think you have a point there, but still, I still believe that people should work together in openness when it comes to marriage. Trust, transparency, that makes it, you know, like marriage flow and better, especially when children are involved. I know I still insist on my transparency. Yes, transparency. So, especially when children are involved, you have to, even if as a wife you don't want to put my name there, I might know what you, maybe if you don't want to tell me your word, but your children, like you said, will, you have to make will for your children, but I still believe that we have to be open to one another.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brown, Patience, Dayo. I strongly believe that transparency should be in marriages. When you say for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, you are saying that everything comes in, nothing is being hidden. So viewers at home, you have your own point of view. You can follow us at Facebook at Vivian Williams, Instagram as _ Vivian Williams. Ask us questions. I know most of us are in this position, but the truth is that if you take that vow, I believe, this is my opinion, that you should let your partner know how much you want.